Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the final trump card, Super Battle Road stage, and how you can beat it with no items. This is the final stage of the fourth set of Super Battle Road stages, and we're entering into stages, or the fifth set, which I think was the last set of 10 that was released on the game. So we're starting to finally catch up to the current Super Battle Road stages, which is nice. It's always cool to be able to, just kind of catch up and do all the relevant content. But yeah, it is nice to be able to just try out some fun. So in terms of team build, we've got some pretty interesting units here. So I've gone with the physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta as my lead. They're a Power of Wishes Final Trump Card category lead. They're not necessarily the greatest ESPR or SPR unit. They don't provide stunning, sealing, etc. and they don't do AoE damage. But they're still pretty good. Even at 55%, they're fine for the Super Battle Road. Then we have the Tech Super Saiyan God Boys. Very similar in the fact that they don't do a lot of utility or AoE damage or anything you'd particularly like for Super Battle Road, but they're very strong and they have guard for the first turn, which does put them in a pretty good situation, allowing them to obviously do some pretty good damage, whilst also being relatively strong defensively. We then have AGL Full Power Frieza, a very good offensive unit who's very strong in the beginning with his 100% attack and defense boost. He again doesn't provide a lot of utility. This team build was a lot about raw power more than anything else, and the strength final form cooler is also very much in the same boat. Without necessarily being an openly utility based unit, he's still relatively strong and quite powerful and can do a lot of damage. Next up we have the AGL LR Major Vegeta, obviously a unit who does provide some utility, being able to stun on with his 18 and 12 key, and also a unit that provides us with really strong AoE capabilities with his 18 key, which can come in handy if you do get them. Then alongside that, in terms of units, that's where things start to get a bit interesting. I didn't go for the 5th year LRs, not for any particular reason, but just because I kind of wanted to just switch things up a little bit, overall. But here we've gone with Super 17. Now Super 17 is pretty good for a couple reasons. Firstly, he has that additional 40% damage reduction when we're below a certain threshold with health. He then also has that lowering attack and defense on his super, which is very important. And then he also has a very good ability to support the rest of our team with ki and with defense, which ultimately at the end of the day is pretty damn important. So yeah, I think the team overall is pretty good. I think the build is pretty good. I think this team could do with a bit more utility if we're going for the ESBR one. We definitely want to go with a bit more utility, maybe more stunning, more sealing, just more mechanics like that. We do have a couple options that we're not using here. So we have like Orange Piccolo, for example, who's obviously great, and then we have the 5th anniversary LRs, who I think are also pretty good, all things considered. So we do have some alternative options, but I think for the most part this team is working at a fairly optimal level. I do think, if I want to look at this team, if I were to openly improve it, probably just utility would be the big thing. Without stunning and sealing, you can struggle in SPR, and especially in ESPR. And you probably want to go with a bit of dodge, just due to the overall difficulty of how hard units start to hit. But that's more ESBR orientated. For the SBR, things are relatively simple, and at this point the SBR stages still were to undergo a couple power jumps to meet today's standard. That being said, I think overall it's a pretty good just team build. And I think it functions at a base level that's relatively consistent. There are a couple units that if they get hit by super attacks will take a fair chunk of damage, especially if they haven't managed to build up their defense. But I think for the most part we're able to chew through the bosses with relative ease. I think that's kind of like the main kind of crux of this team. You need to be able to chew through the enemies, and without Vegeta's consistency as 18 key, we're relying a lot on high target or high damage single target moves with a high volume of them. So that's why having additionals or the built-in additionals for the Super Saiyan physical duo and the green god boys is all very important, just because it really helps with kind of like facilitating or pushing the speed of the stage. With that being said, everything runs fairly well and smooth, and yeah, I think there's not too much to change in terms of this team. I think it's a fun, enjoyable team that does things relatively fast. Probably could go faster if I adjusted it, but I think overall it worked to the point where I was very happy with the overall performance. Anytime you can do a stage not item tends to be a pretty good time that I think most players will tend to have with this. But yeah, honestly speaking, there's not too much more to say. I think there are plenty of final trump card builds people can run, but this one tended to work for me. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.